Good evening. Let's get some folks in the room. If you're watching the replay, stick around. I'll get into what we're going over today. Let me send a few things out. Welcome into the room, everyone. Turn up my laptop. Hopefully you all can hear and see me. Oh, is this? Hopefully that didn't send multiple times. Okay, so today we will be going over our camera roll 4-pass method that we went over last month. And so I'm going to wait for a few folks to join and drop some things in the chat. All right. Okay, so we're going to get started. Just so you all know, I am feeling a little under the weather today, but this is kind of serving as a accountability block. Greetings, welcome. For me and for those who need the space to go through our photos together. So we won't be here super long, but I'm gonna walk through the 4-pass method that helps me do it every month, and we'll hold the space once a month continuously. Before we get started though, I did just send this out and some more folks will definitely join. Feel free to drop in the chat where you're starting from. So the way that we do this is you're going to go to your photos, whether you have an iPhone or an Android, and you should be able to type in February 2026, and it will tell you how many photos you took. And that's the focus. We want to break this down. We're not going through all the photos. We're just going through the last month so we can make it a habit and it becomes easier. So for me, February 2026, I had 306 photos. So total, I have like 18,000. So if you know that number, feel free to drop that in the chat too. But the goal is to take these numbers down so that when you feel, I don't know, to be honest, because I keep deleting mine. I've been doing this consistently now, and I still am in storage jail. So I have no idea. But we're going to keep doing it until we get some space. So drop those in the chat. Let me know. And then also let me know for February as well so we can get a starting point. And while you all do that, I'm going to pull up my slides so we can walk through this 4-pass method and get things rolling. Thank you so much for coming and joining me. Make sure you have your phone and some water. I have, where is it? Tea because I am sick. I have allergies. But definitely welcome to this cozy virtual space on my corner of the internet. Make sure you have your phone with your Photos app. And let me share this screen. If someone can drop in the chat when you can see the screen, that would be so amazing. Oh, I can also see you can share the screen, but it still would be great if someone could let me know. And make sure you subscribe because I will do this once a month as well as other things as well. We'll do some content creation, like co-working, building content creation together where you can get feedback. We'll do all kinds of things, website reviews, so much stuff coming. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm just going to be doing live so it's easier. We can come just more of a casual virtual space. So can everyone see my screen? If one person can put in the chat, welcome. If you can see this, that would be amazing. Still pretty new at going YouTube live, so would love some confirmation. If you have audio and visual, would be great. If not, we're going to keep rolling and pray for the best. And take your time. Make sure, again, you have your phones because we are going to be going through that. All right. So let me go to this very first slide. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right. Let's get started. So this is the 4-pass method. 349. Okay, you close to me. Oh, let me put mine in the chat. I forgot. I think I said 306. Let's see. I think I said 306, right? February. So we're typing in February 2026 in your phone photos, and you're going to put in the chat how many you're starting with. I got 309. 309. Put that in the chat. Our goal is to get that number down, even if it's just a couple photos. Just get it down just a little bit, because y'all, we take so many screenshots and so many photos and duplicates, and we're holding on to stuff. And we've also, a part of this, the point of this session is to also take a moment to reflect and like build those photo albums and things that we no longer do anymore. So we're going to go over the 4-pass method, and bear with me. Like I said, I am coming down with something, but I wanted to be able to at least give you guys the formula so that you can do it on your own time. Okay. So what we'll do today, there's 4 passes that you're going to learn. The first one is delete. So we're going to go through and delete. That's the easiest one. And you really don't want to think too hard about it. You just want to kind of go through your photos and quickly delete anything that's blurry, a random screenshot you no longer need. Maybe it was a receipt confirmation for something you paid, any duplicates. You're going to quickly look for anything you can delete. And it's just a first pass. Because the more, if you try to go through each photo and mesmerize and everything, it just becomes a whole project. Trust me. So first, we're going to go through and delete. Then we're going to go through and store anything that is a reference. So anything that you screenshotted and or captured for a use somewhere else, maybe a task you need to do or a reminder or something you want to buy. I recommend not storing that as a photo on your phone, maybe a simple list, but have some type of place you can move those areas to, even if for now it's just a notebook so that you can make a note to come back and get rid of those. But this second pass is all about references. It's to take a look at the last photos that you've done over the last, month, and see if there were any references that you were screenshotting that you might want to keep, recipes, who knows. Okay, so pass number 3 is the content. So this is the fun one. So when you are, going through, whether you're taking photos, screenshotting, looking at different things on social media and grabbing different inspiration, or maybe things are resonating with you and you're just screenshotting things. I find that it's helpful to go through with the mindset of, can I post this for content or storytelling? So when we go through that third pass, that's where we're going through and looking at, could any of this be turned into content? And ideally, when you do this by yourself, you'd want to put these things on a content calendar so they're moved off of your phone. But for now, we're kind of making either physical notes or mental notes, or if you have a system already, which I can make lots of recommendations, you're just going to note it down. Because the point is that all of these photos are not just photos in your phone. They're actually, different things that you actually intend to do things with. Some of it is trash, some of it is duplicates or even poor shots. So we just want to get rid of what we can and make use of what's there. And that's why I put the content pass in there, just for you to be looking for those things that you might potentially want to watch or do. Okay, so pass number 4 is the recap. So this pass is for your yearbook, photo album, could be a social media post. It's really that recap reel. So once we go through all these photos, and we're going to do it right now, once we go through each step, you at the end, you'll be able to kind of reflect and see, what's to come, and pull that together into a recap of your choice. When I do this again next month, I'll make a note to add what my recap looked like for 2025. I don't have it up right now, so I can't show you, but it's literally a yearbook. That's why this session is called the yearbook session. So it's a photo album with a bunch of photos from each month and a recap. And this is helpful because sure, your phone has all of your photos, but how often do you actually go back and look at them and reflect? So it's kind of like a digital photo album is what we do in the fourth step. Or you can also post it or create something for yourself, or just decide to reflect, because that's really what that step is about, is just looking at the beautiful month you've had. So we're going to hop right in because I'm getting a little warm. So let's go to the next step. So I'm going to set a timer. Where did my timer go? We're going to set a 5-minute timer for this first pass, and we're just going to delete. So again, grab your phone if you have not already. Where did my timer go? It's just a little cube. Here it is. I have these timer cubes. They're very great productivity tool. I love them for lots of reasons. One is they set a timer effortlessly versus grabbing your phone and getting distracted by notifications or things coming in. And this, you just flip it on its head. So we're going to do 5 minutes. So you'll see me have this cube and you flip it on 5 and boom, 5 minutes have just started. So this is the step where we are going to delete. So you're going to scroll through your phone, camera roll. You're going to type in February 2026. That's the focus. Just those photos. And from there, just gonna delete any accidental photos, obvious duplicates, blurry or bad shots, and feel free to keep everything else, and we'll go on to the next step. So let's do this now. And we have our clock going. I'm gonna definitely do it with you guys. There's just so much in mine, for real. Maybe I'll do this session in a more like interactive session too, so we can kind of share as well in the future, maybe every quarter versus the live where it's just a chat. And any some things you guys have to look forward to is and partnering with some folks. We'll add some music to the space. Just think a cozy place to, get digitally declutter, and get rid of some of this stuff that you really don't need. So I have a lot of stuff I don't need, but I convinced myself that I need it. I don't even know what some of this stuff is. Mm, mm, mm. We have less than a minute left on the delete. I know it goes by fast, but this is our time to go through the 4 passes together. But I definitely do this alone. It takes hours for real to get through all of your photos. And you got blurry photos here. Six pictures of the same food item. How many times do I need to take a picture of this? So in those situations, I just pick the best one because you don't need that many photos of your food. So our timer has gone off. Let's see. So drop in the chat if you can, if you choose to. I only was able to delete 8. A lot of mine I'm seeing are references, which is interesting. When we get to that step, I'll tell you what I do with my references and what I also intend to do with my references. But like I have, just to give you some examples of references, because I think that's the next pass anyway. Look at that, pass 2. So most of mine were references when I was going through my album. So let's go back to the delete, really quick debrief. Make sure that you write these steps down so you can do them on your own as often as you choose. But so I got down just 8 photos in the 5 minutes, but I did see that a lot of my stuff was references. I did delete like some blurry photos, some duplicate photos, photos of the same thing over and over again, different angles, getting rid of it. You know, I'm not a photographer, just trying to capture a good shot. So this was delete pass. Let's move on to pass 2. Which is the reference pass. This is saving the good stuff. So I don't know about you, but I very often screenshot stuff that I'm going to want to use for later. I saw in my February 2026, I saw so many recipes. And how I do my recipes, I go on TikTok and I save the videos just so I can have something quick. And so this pass, you always want to give yourself more time for, but we're going to just do 5 minutes just so that, I'm here if you have. Ooh, wow. Is it Shakit? Shatik? I know I'm butchering your name. But wow. Got from 349 to 219. That's impressive. That is very impressive. I'm very impressed. Okay, I'm excited to see where this goes for you. Okay. Oh, I was putting the TIC on there. I see it creates. Shakti. Shakti? I think I got that right. I got you. You're doing amazing. Because that's a lot. But that happens though, because how much stuff did you delete that you didn't even realize? Like, why do you need this? And it's just taking up space. And we're paying for space. Y'all, how many of us, I know I pay for digital space. I pay for storage from Apple, from Google twice. Yeah, I pay for storage. So kudos to you. If there was a star, you earned it. All right, so we're gonna move on to the reference pass. Again, what you're looking for is screenshots that you actually need to put in some type of task management tool, or maybe your notes app, or maybe, which is what I do for now in this step, is just a separate album. That's the easiest thing. Just set up an album so that you could just move all of them in there. And then when you decide, oh, I want to store all of my recipes inside of Notion, or I want to store all of my tasks inside of, I don't know, Asana, then it makes it a lot easier to move these things over, whatever they are. But it's just the mindset really of what you're looking for in this step. So we're going to put 5 minutes again on the clock. Boop, boop. And store those references. Let's see. So much. We are halfway through. Oh. It's such a thing to like look at the last 30 days of your photos. It's like time goes by so fast. I don't know about y'all, but February went by really, really, really fast. And some of the stuff I'm like, oh wow, that did happen. It's kind of like scrolling down memory lane. Look, I screenshotted the device out of storage. See, I can't make this up, y'all. It's the reason why I'm gonna keep doing these sessions, and you are welcome to come do them with me and invite a friend, because I know I'm not alone in this. Okay, I do need some stuff. I have to think about, like, why did I screenshot that? If you are just joining, we've got 60 seconds left on the reference pass. And what we're looking for are screenshots of things that, maybe at some point you wanted to save for later. We already did our delete pass, which was the first pass. We are now going through looking for references that you might want to save for later and putting those in a place, or making a quick note of something to do with them. And you also might find in this pass, like I am, I'm deleting stuff as well at the same time. So my photos actually dropped again because as I was looking at some of these items, I realized I don't really need them. And again, you can move them out and into another folder. And I have a lot of duplicates. And that is our timer. Beautiful. All right, so let's see. For me, if your number changed, great. If it didn't, no worries. For me, February 2026, I'm at 294. Let me put my last one in. 301 after delete. Because listen, these things matter, y'all. So 301 I have to delete, and now I'm at 294. And I've also realized a lot of my stuff from February was references. So what I'm going to do is likely put a time block on my calendar to put them all into my Notion. Notion is actually what I use to store a lot of things. And if you haven't heard of Notion, I definitely recommend you checking it out, especially if you are an entrepreneur or even just anyone trying to stay organized. It's a really great digital tool um, to just help with that and help create a way that makes sense for you. All right, so I've got 294 now after the delete pass. Bear with my stuffy nose, y'all. I'm doing the best that I can with what I got. All right, so we're going to move on to the third pass. Excuse me. Please excuse me. Okay. The third pass is the content pass. All right, so the content pass, again, is where you're going through and looking for anything that you could potentially post or share with others. And that could be now or in the future. So, as a marketer, I'm always thinking about like content and just having an online presence. And that's part of the reason of having this space as well, is just constantly showing up online. And so, with that being said, it's helpful to look at, and you were kind of in this like reflective mode, flipping through your photos, things you might want to share and putting those on a calendar so that you don't have to constantly be on the hamster wheel of content production. I teach a lot of my clients this when it comes to building a content system and like getting content out on a regular basis. It can be pretty daunting. So you have to find creative ways to have like a content bank, if you will, that you can turn into a calendar. Okay. So let's go through here, and we're going to do a content pass, just 5 minutes again this time. We're going to keep this short and sweet for this one. Usually these are about 60 minutes or so, but again, because I'm not feeling too well, I just want to come on and teach you guys the process, get through some of my photos as well, because like I said, this is an accountability space for me as well. And so I really want to show up, not just for the space, but also for myself. So thank you guys for hanging out with me, especially because I don't feel good. So hugs to you all. But safe hugs, because I don't think I'm germy. I don't think I'm contagious. Pretty sure it's from doing my yard work. But all right, so let's get this content pass going. We already have 4.5 minutes left on the timer. And again, we're going through those same February photos. Okay, by the end of this, you might not have many left. Okay, so this is the content pass. All right, perfect. I have so much content. Okay. I should do a prompt in here where I ask how many black photos did you delete? Because like, why do I have a lot of black photos? Tell me I'm not alone. I don't know how you even take a black photo, like all black on the screen. How does that even work? Make it make sense. Okay. We've got about 60 seconds left on the clock. And again, we are doing that content pass. You're looking for things you could post, right? Like I'll show you what just is on my screen right now. This is like a picture of when I was doing my vision board. I could totally post this. I just took it for me. Fresh Start was like stuck on my finger. And that's definitely something I could post. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. But so things like this. And again, the easiest way is just to put them inside of another folder for now if you're doing the quick pass right now. But when you sit down and you use the same method for yourself, I recommend like sitting down for at least 2 hours and going through the 4 pass method so you can take your time with it and turn on some good music. Feel good. You live in life. You got photos and videos. Like that's beautiful. I do this a lot. This is like my third time. And I asked the question how many people have photos, and some people don't have any. So, you know, um, not to say that they're not living life, but I just think it's beautiful that you're capturing. So, all right. So we got 60 seconds left on the clock. I've been chit chatting. So, but I definitely see I got a lot of content I can share. I don't know what this is. I noticed a thing where maybe people ask me like what am I doing or something, I take a quick photo, delete. Like if you scroll past any like accidental stuff while you're going through this, because I know in my delete pass, I never get everything at first because I do my delete pass so quickly because I'm looking for those things I don't have to make decisions about. So as you're scrolling through and you're looking for content or references, it's totally okay to delete at the same time. Okay. Totally okay. All right, so that was our timer. I'm almost done, y'all. Bear with me. Got a lot of photos. All right. So now I am at 289. Because like I said, I just deleted a little bit as I'm going through and looking at content. So not that this is a pass to do that, but very often you will have that happen and delete stuff. So our final pass of the evening is the recap. This one I feel is I won't say the most important, but it is very important. Got a comment. Let's read it out loud. So that went by so fast. I only got 2 out of 16 for content. I did get my number down to 161. See, so you really see, like you be deleting as you're going, like, oh, what's this? What's that? What's this? What's that? And it's like, why do we have all this stuff? Like you cut yours down already to like half, more than half. Oh, February 16th. Oh yeah, that's a good idea to look at the date. But did you find any content? I'm curious. And if so, do you have any ideas on how you plan to store it and store it as like a content for later? And it could be just a simple album even. And you don't have to necessarily share it, but I think it is helpful to see in your phone. You have plenty to share. So many people, oh my gosh. So many people come to me and they're like, I don't know what to post. And they have a phone full of photos. Yes, food, nature, creativity, photography. See? Yes. So tell my biggest advice for you, if you created your content like album, tell a story. It doesn't have to all match. You see a lot of times people do like those photo dumps and stuff on Instagram. Just tell a story. If you said food, nature, photography, creativity, that means you've got a story to tell. And so maybe you've got food and maybe afterwards you took a walk, and then afterwards on your walk or during your walk, you were taking photos of nature. So it's all like connecting. So definitely just tell the story. I think that's beautiful. All right, so let's get into this recap. This recap kind of is that same, piece, but it is more for you than the rest of the world. So I treat this step for me as creating my yearbook. And I'm going to pull it up for you so that you can see it, because it'll only take me a second. But what I do is, after I've gotten all my photos down, I um I basically pull together like a collage almost of like remember back in the day we used to have photo albums? I mean, I still have my photo albums, but I don't have any like new ones. But it's kind of like that. So let's actually show you. And this part we won't necessarily do here because it's something I really want you to think about, but I do want you to mark the favorites during this step. So if you have an iPhone, there's a heart you can put on your photos that will mark it as a favorite. That's my recommendation. But if you hit them as favorites, you can take your favorite photos and put them into a safe, space, that's close and dear to you. If you choose to share it with others, great. But it is good to have. And I'm going to show you mine. And like I said, this one is just for me. I don't typically share it with others. Well, I don't share it with others actually, but I'm going to share it with you just so you can see and get inspired and get an idea of what I mean. So bear with me. I have to change my screen. Let's just do the whole, oh, there we go. So this is what mine looks like. And it's, as you can see, it's like I call it a yearbook, but it's like a photo album of a collage. And you're scrolling through. It has somewhat of a story, but life to it. It only has meaning really to me, as you can see. But it is a good way to kind of recap and look at your last, however, this was last year, by the way. So this is an example of what that could look like. Okay. And this is what I want. You ought to think about creating for this step. Maybe not necessarily a yearbook, but you could do like a simple Instagram post or a slideshow, or even just having them as a favorite and just, reflecting on what a beautiful, time you've had, and just experiencing the life that you've lived. So this is what this step is for. I wanted to be able to show you guys that just I'm sharing like different projects I'm working on, things that this was last year this time. If I did not do this recap, y'all, I wouldn't have been so present this year and realizing, oh my gosh, like so much stuff happened around this time last year that I'm able to kind of anticipate things for this year, if that makes sense. We're so seasonal for real as human beings. So hopefully you all enjoyed Black History Month. You all enjoyed this little sneak peek at my privacy. Oh yes. See, there's so much stuff I could go through this whole thing and show like what some of these things mean and why I stored them, because and then guess what? I delete them on my phone because I don't need them. I like these when I screenshotted them from Instagram, likely during Black History Month, but I don't need them anymore now. So I delete them now that they're part of my recap. All right. So that's just some inspiration. Let's go back to the slides. I'm spelling dinner, getting ready. I'm getting antsy. Thank y'all for hanging out. Oh, my music. Could you guys hear my music? Probably not. All right. So this step again is going through your photos, marking them as favorites so that you can reflect on them at a later date and put them into some format for your future self to look at, and then get rid of the extra, the anything that's in there you don't need. Get rid of it so you're not storing random screenshots to remember that something happened versus just putting them somewhere in like an album, which is what would normally happen. But because everything went so digital, I feel like we've lost touch of a lot of those things quickly, to be honest. And I'm very techie, so I say that with grace. All right, so if you have scrolled through your photo, Feel free to drop one photo that made the cut. What's one memory or one photo that you're going to carry with you forever? Really, your future self will look at this recap, right? So um, I can tell you what mine is, and I'll also show you as well. Actually, well, I have a lot because February, a lot happened in February. But one of them that's just really quick on my screen is I did a conscious watch party, which is an event that I host, and I had a debrief for the first time on fan base, and that was a new addition to an experience that I already offer. Which conscious watch party, just for context, is a space where we watch a movie. There's a virtual and an in person. We watch a specific movie, and halfway through we take an intermission, discuss it. We're taking notes and all of that. Halfway through we discuss it, and then at the end we have a more full round discussion. We've watched things like The Matrix, Get Out. They clone Tyrone. The most recent one we watched was Inception, and so that happened in February, and it's definitely something that I want to highlight. Just it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It created really great conversation, and I want to kind of tell a story about it, and I can't wait to do it on my yearbook, so I'm excited for that. So feel free to drop it in the chat if you choose to. If not, we will move on to the next slide. We got 2 more slides, so thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so once we've done all of this, and again, if you've RSVP'd for this event, make sure you also like and subscribe so you can get notifications when I go live. I'll probably go live not scheduled more often, because I plan on offering and testing a lot of ideas in this space. So if there's something that you maybe need support with from a technical aspect, definitely feel free to let me know, because I'm testing different ideas in this space. Now let's get into the reflection. So the reflection, I just have a few questions for you here that I want you to go over. Ideally, if you've done this by yourself, you have a really good idea of what's inside of your phone and the kind of month that you've had, and hopefully vibrating high, because it's a time to be alive for real. And so vibrating high, now you're going to ask yourself these questions. So you're going to list those 3 to 5 significant moments. We have one in the chat. Shakti said, I did a goddess waterfall ceremony last month. That is one recap I'm going to save and create. A goddess waterfall ceremony. Those words all had to hit differently. Wow. I love waterfalls. For real. I love waterfalls, and definitely a goddess. So I love it. And definitely share with me your recap. And I'll share with you my recap too, because maybe you can get inspired and get some different ideas. So for the conscious watch party, I did a recap in Notion, and I just created a little page with photos and audio clips and stuff. And I just think about 10 years from now, it's going to be so interesting to listen to, or watch, or just read. So I'm excited. Feel free to share with me your goddess waterfall ceremony recap. I would love to see it, and let me know when you do it again, because that sounds amazing. I need a waterfall. I want a waterfall in my house. You don't understand, I love waterfalls. So when I was reading, I'm like, oh, not saying all my favorite words at once. So yeah, we're gonna list those 3 to 5 significant moments. Yes, please share with me. Please share with me. Was it in person? And if so, where are you from? Because I definitely want the information. Please. So question number 2 is, what lessons did this month teach you? What have you learned? Yes, Costa Rica. Oh, I need a vacation so bad. Okay, yes, please let me know. Please let me know. We are going to definitely be in touch for sure. I need that. Okay, so question number 3, describe your overall mood or theme. Let's throw that in the chat. Look through your photos real quick. What's the overall mood or theme for February 2026? For me, my overall mood or theme would probably have to be like, what's coming to mind is like movement. You're standing on like that rocket pad before it takes off and like moving. I feel like that is my February. There's like a lot of like energy and a lot of things happening. Part of my sister circle, we were praying and chanting every morning in February. Like, it was just a lot of energy. I did a 3-day water fast in February. February was just, man, Black History Month, ancestors was really just carrying me through because I was doing so much in the best way, for real. Like, still meditating, still being grounded, still chanting, all of that. It was beautiful. All right, so question number 4 is, what went well? I'll take it. And what are you grateful for? Let's go. All right, so that's the timer for that one. We have one more question left. What wisdom are you carrying into next month? Okay. Oopsies. I almost clicked off of this. Are you guys still there? Okay. Woo. Okay, so we did it. And I'm proud of myself. And I ended up doing the whole time anyway. I got 8 minutes left. But I'm getting up out of here because my nose actually doesn't feel too bad. So thank y'all for hanging out with me. And I'm so proud of myself as well because I got through photos. And it's something I'll be putting off. I try to do it at least once a week. Just a quick 4-pass method. And again, I'm going to go back a screenshot so you can take a screenshot of this slide that has all of the passes. They're pretty easy to remember once you remember the name. They're pretty straightforward. There's also a link to this slideshow inside of the RSVP page. So if you RSVP'd for this event, definitely check that. And there's all kinds of resources and things inside of there. And if you're watching this afterwards, I'll put a link in the description as well at some point in the near future. Or just reach out to me. If you reach out to me, I'll definitely give you a copy of this slideshow. No problemo. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Give me some subscribes. Tell people about this channel, about what I'm trying to do, create spaces for us to get things done together. I have some really cool ideas. I shared them earlier. Somewhere we might do content creation together because I know a lot of people need support with that. And as a marketer, it's kind of second nature for me, so I could really support. I also had an idea to do like a website review where everybody kind of comes and you can get feedback on your site. I even had like a grocery planning type of thing, grocery planning, menu planning. I've gotten really good with like waste management in my kitchen and just being more organized and efficient when it comes to feeding myself, which is a thing. So lots and lots of things coming to this space. Subscribe, and I am complete. Put in the chat one thing you're going to be taking into next month. We were able to clean up that camera roll today. We saved some references. We planned some content, or at least got some content ideas. And we got some ideas on how to create a recap and how to maybe have that yearbook. I showed you that as well. So that was a nice little bonus. And we reflected on the month. So if you all have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I can be reached pretty easily and straightforward. My email is chryssy@coloraddict.com. That's spelled CHRYSSY at KOLORADDIKT.com. And also, you can also just call or text me anytime. I like to try to be pretty accessible. My phone number is 586-229-9097. feel free to hit me up. I'm definitely an open book, and I will be here. We'll do this for sure again next month, so look out for the invite to that. We will come into this specific space. I also do something called a sacred declutter at the end of every quarter, where we come onto a call and we clean together. So you say one project you're working on. My last one we did I went through like a bin of papers that was sitting underneath my desk. So you definitely feel free to bring stuff. And let me read this last comment. So, thank you. This is just what I needed. One thing I will take with me is being more mindful of what I store in my phone and make this a habit. Absolutely. Job well done for me then. I'm excited. All right, perfect, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you next month. Talk to you soon. Later, everyone. Thank you.